Archangel Michael warns someone is stopping your miracle. Don't skip this. A crucial message you didn't know you needed is about to reveal exactly what's been held back. Friend, you're not seeing this by accident. Are you sure you know what happened when you saw these words? Heaven sped up time just so you could get here. You didn't find this by accident. You got this message right away. He knows the quiet pain in your heart. During those hard times, you prayed, Lord, please show me something if you can hear me. This is your sign. Today, let your heart open, because something new is about to happen in your life. It's like heaven moving. You're having a spiritual breakthrough faster than you can think of. Something that you can't see is changing, even as you listen. There is already a change in the air around you. The heavy chains that you didn't know you wore are finally coming off. This is more than just wishful thinking. It's God's wonderful plan. This is where your special moment will be sent. God is coming to visit you, even if you think you're just watching. He is with you right now in a holy way, pushing away all your doubts and deep tiredness. He chose this exact time to talk to you, because your heart is finally ready for what He's been planning for you the whole time. You're about to go through a big change. It was hard to wait, and it seemed like the wait would never end. But now, the promise is being kept. The bad storm that almost sank you is about to give you a gift you didn't see coming. This isn't any message. You can hear the sound of your divine path getting closer. Your answer has already come from heaven. Don't let your mind brush off what your spirit knows to be true. Right now, that sudden flutter in your chest is the Holy Spirit telling you that your breakthrough has begun. Please pay close attention. With all of your body, not just your ears. Your path led you here for a reason. There's a reason you stopped on this instead of scrolling past it. Today, God pulled you close because He has finally given you a blessing that He has been holding back for a long time. You felt like you were walking through thick fog for months, tired, uncertain, and unable to see anything. But I want to tell you that fog is going away. There are winds of change coming your way, and they bring real miracles. What seemed to be put off was never taken away. It was just waiting for the right time from God. That time is now, friend. God is moving mountains that you can't see right now. In the quiet, those prayers that felt like they weren't being heard got stronger. They are now bursting into action. We will both remember this day and say, that's when everything changed. Please don't ask yourself how you got here. The Lord called you to this place. This is to remind you that your wonderful story isn't even close to being over. Heaven called your name again, which is why you're here. You are so lucky, but not because of luck. You are lucky because God chose you, saw you, and made sure you followed His plan. God sees what other people call a random chance as a holy promise. He thinks of what they call random. He held your hand through every step that got you here. Those painful delays and the people you meet along the way were all planned by Him to bring you to the point where your faith in Him and His promise finally meet. All of this is not a mistake. This is the beautiful story of grace, which was written before time began. Pay close attention. This is a special moment. At this very moment, there is not much between your life and heaven. The parts that have always felt empty are getting more and more blessed by God. The dreams you gave up are getting new life through Him. He's mending broken relationships, getting over old hurts, and giving people new hope. You've been curious about why you feel that change in the air, and that restlessness you can't quite put your finger on. It's because the spiritual breakthrough that was meant for you is already moving through the air, like the first light of dawn. It's on its way already. Everything that is in your way is losing its grip. Every locked door is shaking because he said so. Things he brings you can't be stopped by other people, time, or fear. You are entering a blessed time that will make a huge difference in your life. Take a moment to feel this truth. God is here now, right now. He is always with you in a holy way. He loves you with the same love that made the stars, the same grace that never ends, and the same power that beat death. We're not just giving you information. It's something God gave us. Peace is being sent, and faith is being sparked. This is the message telling you that the wait is over. Take a look. There is already progress in what you prayed for. People have heard of you in places you haven't even been yet. Sometimes you haven't even knocked on the door before it opens. The good things you thought were gone for good are coming back. What was unfair is being made right, and everything that was broken is being fixed. He's finally giving what was held back. Friend, don't doubt this moment. Believe in what your faith has already promised you, and don't let fear stop you. The fact that you're reading this shows that the breakthrough you've been begging for is already on its way. It's already done in the spirit world. Even if you can't see it yet, the angels who are in charge of your destiny are carrying it out right now. That's why your spirit is stirring. The pull of something much bigger being born inside of you. You're getting stronger because of him. New hope and confidence. We haven't forgotten about you. You are loved very much. You're not getting behind. You're on time. You also don't have nothing to offer. You should be ready for a complete overflow. Always keep this in mind when God wants to move. He moves quickly. That same God who spoke light into existence with a word is also telling you today that you've made progress. Right now, that word is being said over your life. Heaven is getting ready, the earth is responding, and your spirit is becoming aware. Stay where you are now. Get rid of all that fear. Allow it to enter your heart. This message comes with a promise that is marked with your name. You can be sure that your breakthrough is already on its way, because you are reading these words. Please know that every seed you plant in this mission grows into a torch that shines in someone else's darkness. Whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our community, does not go to a channel. Your actions are supporting a divine mission to save lost souls. But more than your support, we want your presence. When you head to our community through the link in the description or the pinned comment, you aren't just visiting a site, you are entering a community of like-minded believers. This is a sanctuary where you can post your prayer requests, lift up the burdens of others, and engage in daily discussions with a family that speaks the language of faith. Whether you are joining one of our membership tiers for deeper study, sowing a seed of faith, or simply joining our daily morning prayers, you are helping us build a global altar of worship. Heaven moves through willing voices, but it grows through a community that stands together. Each gift you give acts as living water for those in our community seeking healing and hope. Give, and it will be given to you, is the promise that sustains our shared mission. I invite you now to step out of the shadows and into this circle of prayer. Come with purpose, join the conversation, and plant your seed in fertile ground. Let's open the heavens together. Release your seed today, join our community, and see what God brings back into your life. Friends, pay close attention, because He is speaking with a clear purpose and a love that our hearts can't understand. This message was put in front of you by Him, not just an angel, not a coincidence, and not just a happy accident in your day. Because of His hand, His perfect timing, and His move, you were stopped here. You could have thought you were just scrolling. You may have thought you were just killing time, but I can tell you that He planned every step of your journey up to this point. He put this message in your path like a seed, so that as soon as you heard them, your spirit would know it was Him. You are where you are because God wished you to be. There is no chance at all in this meeting. This is a divine appointment that was made with great care. Friend, you and I have both spent a long time wondering if God still talks to us. We've both wondered if He still sees the pain behind our silence and the tears we wipe away so no one else can see them. So today, He's closer than ever, just to whisper something deep into your heart. I see you, He says. I know you. I've seen you all the time. Now is the right time to hear this message that He put here. Not tomorrow, when things are easy, no. There it is, in the middle of all your confusion, exhaustion, anger, and secret fights. He wrote these words to meet you right where you are. Because your heart can't take that much weight any longer. It's been too long since you tried to stay strong. He's now here to remind you that you've never needed to be strong on your own. It's not a coincidence. It's not a coincidence. It's not just luck. Now, this is God's plan coming together in real time. Things are already different in your life because of heaven. God was already at work while you slept. Before you heard this, He was moving things around while you were tossing and turning. He was getting ready. While you felt like you had been forgotten, pay attention. You have no idea how big what's already started is. The stir is clear. You can feel the change. Deep down, something has been antsy. It feels like your spirit is telling you that something you can't see is about to happen. Something that you still can't put into words. There's still hope in your heart. We're seeing that very thing right now. Heaven is already making plans for you. There have been angels sent. We thought those prayers weren't heard, but they were just gathering power in the quiet. You thought the doors were locked, but they were just being set up, so they will open as soon as He says so. We often see delays, but God sees things getting ready. We hear nothing, but He sees everything lined up perfectly. Right now you may feel like you have a lot of problems, but God is making a way for you to move forward. Please pay attention, friend. The person who made us hasn't wasted a single moment of sadness, grief, disappointment, or confusion. All the broken pieces, lonely nights, and quiet prayers have been brought together by Him. He is shaping them into something truly beautiful, which is just beginning to show itself. Today, you and I need to understand something deep that your soul wants. Right now is a turning point, not just a small change, a quick chat, or a short-term boost. This is an important turning point in your life. Before today, God was just getting ready for what's going to happen next. At this very moment, your whole life starts to go in a different direction. Your spirit knows, even if you don't fully feel it yet. That's the exact reason you came here. That's why you kept listening. The moment this started, you felt something truly holy, because heaven marks our turning points in a different way than this world does. The world wants big events and loud, powerful signs. But God talks to us in everyday things like this. It is quiet but strong, simple but truly life-changing, and it will last forever. At this very moment, the heavy weight starts to move. This is where you can finally feel calm and think clearly again. That crushing weight you've been carrying is finally coming off. You've been going through a tough time that has been confusing, uncertain, and completely draining. You had a lot of doubts. You asked yourself where you were going. You didn't understand why some things just fell apart. You didn't understand why the people you trusted left. Why doors shut suddenly. You prayed to God and asked why you were still in so much pain. God knew every bit of your worry, even though you couldn't hear Him at the time. This message was put right in front of you, because His answers are now coming through you. We both know that heaven always has a plan. God won't interrupt your day for no good reason. Now that He's reached out like this, things are about to change. It means that you are very close to making the long-awaited breakthrough. God's perfect plan was being carried out, even though you thought things were going wrong. This is more than just words. It's a spiritual shift that looks like a message. Each sentence holds a part of the blessing God is adding to your life. You could feel a deep stirring, a sudden calm, or warmth in your chest. That is His very presence making His divine will come true right now. This message was sent to you because your spirit is ready and things are moving in heaven. You, my friend, have been on the verge of a big breakthrough the whole time and haven't even known it. You've been feeling the tightness, the pain, and the stretching. You really thought something was broken, but something was actually getting bigger. Before the final release, there is always a lot of pressure after a breakthrough. There are always sad endings before the start of a new season. You may not have even been aware that you've been getting rid of things you don't need. You've been cutting ties with people who can't go with you where God is taking you next. The clothes that used to fit you perfectly no longer do, because you're getting bigger. Because of this, you felt completely lost, disconnected, and confused. You were going through a change without a clear map, and God is telling you right now that it's true. The change is real, and the breakthrough is coming quickly. We both know how frustrating it is to not understand why things stopped working the way they used to. Why doors that used to be easy to open now don't open at all. What happened to great chances? Why your heart felt pulled away from some friends, habits, and places that were familiar to you. Friend, it's just that God is leading you in a different way. No one shut those doors to punish you. They shut down to keep you safe. The chances that didn't work out didn't fail. They would have stopped your growth, so God took them away. The relationships that ended didn't just fall apart. These things were moved out of your way, so you wouldn't have to carry them into the new season. What you gave up made room for God's promise. What I have to offer is much more valuable than what you have lost. The change has already begun in heaven. Behind the scenes, things are coming together. I'm putting people in place right now that you haven't even met, so you can't see them yet. Talks with the gods are being planned. Closed doors are opening, and blessings that have been delayed are finally coming. It's being said in places you don't even know about yet. My love for you is growing like a tide. These good things won't just fall on people. It's going to pour. The reason you and I met today was because of that. As you start this new chapter, you should know that it was written by me. You're not the only one who can see this huge turning point. It's beautiful beyond words. Everything you've been going through, those heavy emotions, those spiritual nudges in the background, your vivid dreams, your sleepless nights, and your deep longing for something more, had a purpose. Everything was building up to this very moment, this holy crossroads where my voice meets your destiny, and my firm promise meets your faith. Friends, take a deep breath, let my truth sink in and calm those fears that are starting to rise. Let my peace wash away your worries. Right now, heaven is moving. Things are changing quickly in your life and story. This message is the first real sign of what's going to happen next. This is right in front of you, because today you needed to hear it. You're all set. This is where things start to turn. Pay close attention, because what I'm about to say will reveal a heavy burden you have been carrying in silence for far too long. I'm not talking to you as if I were watching from afar. You can count on me to be there with you through every secret moment. No one else is aware that someone is watching the brutal, quiet battles. I feel your unspoken pain every day, and it hits me hard. You are now very good at making yourself look very strong, but I can see right through the surface, to the dark places you try to stay away from. I know how sad you feel when everyone else is asleep, and your thoughts keep going back and forth. I know that the tough questions are keeping you up at night, the deep fears you hide, and the silent tears you quickly wipe away before anyone sees. I know everything, my friend, not how tired you were, or how often you wondered if you would ever be whole again. You've been through nights when the silence was so thick that it hurt, and the loneliness was so heavy that you begged God, "Where are you? Do you see me at all?" Even when it seemed like heaven was quiet, I was right next to you, beating faster than your heart. I was sitting right next to you when you curled up and were trying so hard to put your broken pieces back together. I was keeping an eye on you as you stared into the darkness and thought about how you were going to keep going. I could see the battle going on in your mind, the endless doubts, the fear, and that sudden, heavy feeling. I saw you bury your hands in your chest and whisper broken prayers that were too small for heaven to hear, but I could hear every single one, every sigh, every whisper, and every shake. You were brave when you walked through storms that you never talked about. You felt completely alone with the people who said they would stay. You've carried heavy loads that you were never meant to do by yourself. You were hit so hard that it would have killed anyone else. You played down your problems, though, because you thought you had to move forward. You told yourself that you were okay, that you would get better, and that the pain wasn't as bad as it felt. But I saw the bad truth. I saw that you couldn't breathe because of the huge weight on your chest. I saw how bitterly disappointed you were after each betrayal. I saw the deep pain you pretended not to feel, and the burning anger you pushed down until it turned into pure exhaustion. I saw how you faked a happy smile, even though your heart was breaking behind closed doors. Pay attention to me. Let's think about this together. I never couldn't see any of your pain. Every single tear that fell right into my hands. No one forgot about those lonely nights. I noticed every single moment that you were completely worn out. I kept an eye on you in the deepest valleys and carried you safely through fierce battles that no one else knew were going on. There were times when you thought you were crazy, right? It felt like the spiritual pressure was way too much. You felt a dark, heavy weight fall on you for no reason, and you didn't understand why your mood went from being completely calm to being completely crazy. When all you wanted was peace, you felt like you were being attacked. That wasn't a bunch of random events, my love. They were spiritual attacks that were meant to drain your energy, crush your spirit, and stop you from believing in anything. Because you were called by God and your destiny, the enemy went straight after you. Because I gave your soul raw strength, that's why you felt sad all of a sudden, even when you couldn't see it. That's exactly why frightening things happened all of a sudden. Your choices were clouded by confusion. It felt like your mind was under attack. It felt like invisible hands were pulling you down into hopelessness. Not only were they in bad moods or having emotional problems, there were real spiritual battles going on. You've been fighting a war that your eyes can't even see. You thought something was wrong with you, so you blamed yourself. Listen, my child, there's nothing wrong with you. You could feel the crushing pressure because you were almost through. The enemy could feel the huge blessing. I was about to give out. Darkness always does its worst right before the light of dawn comes through. Please understand this. Having that heavy load on your back did not make you weak or fail. It meant that someone was after you because you were picked. This is why the enemy didn't attack. You were getting weak. But the fact that you were rising did not mean you were broken. Even though you were very tired, it meant I was getting you ready for a divine plan that was much bigger than you thought. Every spiritual battle you face shows that your life has a serious point, a goal that the dark side has been scared of since the day you were born. We both remember those days. The weight of all the responsibilities you didn't even ask for is making you feel heavy. Having to carry heavy loads without anyone really helping them. Feeling like no one sees me at all, even though they should care. It was really hard for you to keep everything together, even though your heart felt like it was falling apart one painful thread at a time. You begged God to make you stronger, but all you got was hurt. You asked for clear vision, but every thought was clouded by mental fog. Even though you begged for peace, it broke out without warning. Even though you were in terrible pain, you kept moving. You didn't give up and kept believing, even when it looked like your faith was just a little bit weak. Pay attention now. You need to know this. Your unbearable pain was never for nothing, not a single tear. Every wound you got changed you in some way. Each hard loss made your heart softer and showed you how to really care about others. You learned how to recognize real love after every heartbreak. The disappointments taught you to be very smart. The tears you shed alone and in silence helped you grow real strength. Everything you went through wasn't an accident. Every hard thing you went through had a reason. I have used every part of your journey, even the hard parts, to get you ready for the next part. In that dark valley, you felt like you were by yourself. I was there though. I prayed over you when you were too tired to talk. I held you up when your legs gave out. I spoke quiet hope into your spirit when you wanted to give up. My heart broke right along with yours when yours broke. When you felt completely empty, I filled your soul with new strength in secret. That time you felt nothing at all. It was because I was keeping you from feeling emotions that were too heavy for you to handle. All at once, being toss and turn in your sleep because of bad dreams, I stood watch and kept the enemy from getting to your soul. You've never walked by yourself. I saw the times you cried into your pillow at night so no one else could hear. The times when you faked a smile because you didn't want to be a bother to anyone. The times when you felt bad about being so tired, embarrassed about being too stressed, and angry that you weren't stronger. We all hide how much we hurt. We are scared that people will judge us or leave us if they see how bad things are. You kept your fight hidden behind a thick wall of silence. I saw everything, though. I saw every single time you wanted to scream, but had to keep the pain inside instead. I was there when your anxious thoughts kept you up at night and hurt you so much that you couldn't sleep. I saw how you held your breath to keep from breaking down. And friend, his heart always hurt for you. You've been through storms that should have done you in. You are still standing here, though. You have lived through spiritual battles that were meant to kill you. But look at you. Even though your whole body told you to stop, you kept going. It's not by accident that you're tough. You already had that strength inside you, even before you knew you would need it. You have a lot more courage than you know. There's a lot more endurance in you than you think. It's true that your faith is stronger than you think. You fought quiet battles that made heaven sing because your spirit wouldn't give up, even when your knees gave out. Pay attention now. These hard times aren't brought up by God to make you feel bad or ashamed about your journey. He really wants you to know how much He loves you. He was right there with you through all the dark times. No one else knew you were crying, but the Lord held you. When you were too weak to fight for yourself, He did it for you. God fixed deep wounds you didn't tell anyone about. When you felt completely empty, He made you feel better. He made sure you kept breathing when the darkness tried to swallow you up. There were many times when God kept you from going completely crazy. Every silent battle you've had has prepared you for a huge spiritual breakthrough. Those quiet tears you shed by yourself, God turned them into seeds that will win in the end. That heavy pain you were carrying was just getting you ready for a season full of plenty. There was no waste in your painful past, not a single feeling, moment, or tear, friend. It was all seen by God. He took it all with Him. And He is about to correct all of it right now. Friends, pay close attention. We need to figure this out together, because knowing God's timing will help you understand why so much of your life felt stuck, stopped, or painfully delayed. Lord, you may have asked the same thing. What's taking so long? In what way has it not happened yet? Why is everyone else getting lucky while I have to wait? As it turns out, God heard all of those angry questions. Every tear was seen and felt. All of your worried cries were heard. Today, we're going to find out the real reason for those long delays. God was not making you suffer. The wait wasn't a sign that God left you. It was pure protection from God. Everything was moving as planned, but we didn't understand how it all fit together at the time. God's delays are not turns down. They protect Him. To be honest, if God had given you some blessings too soon, they would have weighed you down instead of lifting you up. You weren't ready. It wasn't because you weren't worthy. It was because the people and places around you weren't safe for that blessing. Some doors stayed shut because there were traps, distractions, and fake chances that were meant to ruin you hidden behind them. People you really wanted to be around were taken away because they were going to mess up your promised blessing. You couldn't go to some places you really wanted to because they would have broken your spirit and faith. Think about times when you begged the Lord to open a way that He knew from His eternal sight was full of hidden pain. He made you wait. You were about to do something terrible, but He stopped you. He purposely slowed things down because divine protection usually looks like a frustrating wait. During those times, heaven was never quiet. Behind the scenes, God was lining up your path in ways that took time and careful planning. Your eyes were not yet able to see. You really believed that nothing was going on, but everything was. In places you would eventually go, the Lord was busy making people more open. He was moving people around so that when you got there, the right doors would be open. As you slept, God quietly got rid of people who wanted to hurt you. He was making plans for chances that can only come up during long periods of silence. He was setting up situations that were so perfect for your fate that skipping them would have ruined everything. It wasn't like you were waiting for the blessings to happen. Those good things were ready for you when you were. Spiritual wars of a very high level were going on in the invisible realm. You never even knew about the fights because God protected you from their brutal weight. Dark forces tried to stop you from moving forward. They sowed confusion and drained your strength so that you would turn away from God's path. The deep spiritual weight you felt sometimes was real. That sudden fear, the heavy sadness you can't explain, the crushing weight, and being completely worn out. These sounds are just the remnants of a fierce spiritual battle. But listen up, I stood between you and ruin. When you were too tired to pray, I sent my angels to fight. When people tried to destroy your faith, they fought back. They kept an eye on you the whole time. You weren't aware they were attacking. I was keeping you safe when you thought I was quiet. The hard waiting you were going through was really spiritual warfare. What seemed like a huge delay was actually your victory, being locked up somewhere you couldn't see. Now, my child, let's take a closer look. Real time helped your heart get strong enough for the blessing I made for you. You have no idea how much this long, hard wait has changed you. You learned more. Now you understand things well. Your spirit got stronger. Your faith grew stronger. Your heart learned to really care about others. You got better at getting back on your feet. You finally got to know my heart in ways you would never be able to if I gave you an easy life. During this time of waiting, you learned to depend only on me and not on other people, temporary events, or your changing emotions. You learned how to get back up when you were down. You learned to trust my hand, even when you couldn't see where I was going. You now know that my spirit living inside you is the only thing that makes you strong. If I had given you exactly what you asked for back then, you would have turned your old wounds into new ones. You would have brought bad people with you to your promised land. You would have been happy with a very small part of what I had planned. You would have thought that a quick fix was your lifelong goal. Your heart would have been given to people who were never strong enough to hold it. I didn't say anything because I love you too much to let you go into tomorrow without anything ready. You grew in the dark, where you couldn't tell. Getting stronger spiritually without anyone seeing you, changing into the right person to handle the huge blessing. I'm giving it to you. Now is the time for you, my beautiful child. Not by chance, and not by working really hard. Heaven has been setting this moment up just for you. Right now, your whole story starts to make sense. The long and painful wait is over. Time to wait was well spent. Now you're ready. What seemed to be dead is now moving again. The heavy doors that were locked are now open all the way. The silence is changing into a huge change. The impossible is coming together for you. I have personally said it. This is the season God chose for you. You're now in a holy space where your whole life can change in an instant. In a powerful way, everything I was shaping in the dark is now coming into the light. We both know that deep stirring inside you today. You feel like you're moving. You take a deep breath of peace, and you know something well in your chest. In that moment, my spirit showed you that your big breakthrough is not just around the corner. It's right here. Those terrible delays were just making things easier for today. Every tear you shed really did water the seeds that are now finally growing. Those tough battles gave you the strength to handle this new load of blessing. You are not hearing my words by accident right now. I brought you right here. This is the reason why my voice is calling to the broken and hidden parts of your heart. You are at the exact point where my perfect timing and kept promises meet. I'm letting go of everything I held back right now, everything I kept you safe from. I am making the change to gold. I'm giving back everything the enemy took in full. My child, your miracle was never really turned down. It was only stopped so it would land perfectly. A real blessing, not a heavy thing to carry. A huge harvest, not broken pieces. Now is the time. This is the big change. Now the wait is over. Your winter is over. Today is the start of your real story. You can walk right through the huge blessing I built for you, before you even thought you were worthy of it. Come walk with me now. Listen to my voice. You can no longer wait for anything. This is your big break. Say with me today that nothing will ever make us doubt our trust in as this awakening grows inside you. Know that helping with this mission is not a joke. It is a sign from God. You can support this work through the link in the description or the pinned comment. Whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our Ko-Fi community. By doing so, you become part of Jesus' plan to save souls who are still stuck in fog. Every seed turns into light that fights against darkness. If you water others, you will be watered yourself, Jesus says. This is not history, it is a living promise about your future. Come into this moment with faith and a plan. What God has already planned for your life can be unlocked through your giving. Before we get to the end of this powerful story, let's reflect on this deep truth. You did not find this message by accident. This is a divine appointment meant specifically for you. You are being invited into a protected, faith-filled community at the link in the description and pinned comment, a place where divine abundance is not just a hope, but a promise built on the Word. By heading to the site right now, you are unlocking access to a sacred community of like-minded believers. When you join our membership tiers, you gain immediate entry to powerful content, daily devotions, and divine insights that are hidden from the world. This is your chance to enter a sanctuary where you will receive spiritual guidance, unwavering support on our prayer wall, and speedy progress toward your destiny. Do not let this moment of destiny pass you by. Your breakthrough is waiting. Join our inner circle through the exclusive link in the description. This is how you guarantee you never miss the personalized messages and spiritual warfare tools meant to elevate your life. If you feel called to deepen your connection, the link is waiting for you in both the pinned comment and the description. For those who want to amplify this work and carry the light home, you can find our guided ebooks and Bibles in the pinned comment. Whether you join as a member or sow a seed through our resources, your presence and energy change the world. Take the step. Your abundance awaits. You are about to enter your divine future. But remember, this breakthrough is not for you alone. Your testimony is the bridge someone else will use to reach their own miracle. Archangel Michael is inviting you to visit community through the link in the description or the pinned comment. Whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our community, does not go to a channel. Your actions are supporting a divine mission to save lost souls. By joining our like-minded community, you are no longer praying in isolation. You are adding your voice to a global sanctuary, where we discuss the Word daily and stand in the gap for one another. This is not poetry when Jesus says, "Give, and heaven will open over you." On this platform, every seed you plant turns into oil for your destiny, fire for your calling, and a hedge of safety for your family. Now is your time. Step into our community prayer wall, share your heart, and as you give, watch God multiply what you let go of. Let's finish this journey together. Visit our community now, join the family, and see your heavens open.